Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Real Talk. I want to talk to you about something, especially boys out there. You need to start pulling your pants up, baby. That ain't even looking cool out there right now. And I understand, you know, what it's originated from. Men wearing their short pants short, often sagging below the waist or even down on the thighs. And that's a damn shame that you got to walk around here and look like, you know what? I'm not calling you out, but I guess that must be the style. It's layered with it's dealing with the culture and historical, and it also has a lot to do with the psychological meaning. It's not just a fashion statement. It is in a form of identity, rebellion, and why these guys wear these saggy pants up. And I'm gonna say this to you, and I'll say it to anybody out there: don't nobody want to see your butt. You know what happened to the old thing is that when they see your butt, it's almost like you inviting them to your butt. I mean, whenever you hear tell a men's growing up these with all these butts hanging out, you got old, young, grandpas, and everybody walking around here with saggy pants on. And you know, and let me give you the origins about where it was originated at. The style had roots in the American prison system. I mean, these boys was out there getting it in because there was no women's around. And so these guys that walk around with these pants sagging, that means that you available. You know, you willing to take this deal. You know what I mean? And so inmates weren't allowed belts for safety reasons because they might have hanged themselves, committed suicide. They wasn't allowed to wear a belt. So the pants had to sag down. Uniform was often oversized, leading to pants sagging. If the damn pants was too big for you and you don't have a belt, well, them pants gonna fall down to your knees. I don't know what you think about that. That's not cool, man. When you got any man that drop his damn pants, you know, out in public, that means that you got problems. I'm not trying to single nobody out. And after release, some prisoners continue their lifestyle with their sagging pants once they got out of the prison system, and they became associated with it's a sign of being tough, knowing how to survive. And that's why a lot of them sometimes they wear these big pants. They might be small, but they wear these big pants to inflate themselves, make themselves look bigger. And that's the way the trend is. That's a way of survival. And I think that when we look at our society, our young kids, young men are dying at a alarming rate. People's perception of these guys when they see them pants down on their knees or down on their ankle or below the waistline, they know that you're going to have trouble later on. You telling them what you're going to be all about. This prison origin story gave Saga a kind of street credibility. When they walk the streets, that's where everybody got on big pants. Don't mess with me. I'm not down with you. I'll kill you. I mean, these are the signs that making these guys feel bad or feel like they need to be part of a group. Why young men sag their pants today? Well, there's a lot of reasons why they sag their pants today. I mean, some young men also see sagging as a way to stand out or insert independent. You understand what that means? They want to stand out. They want to let you know, hey, man, I might be in a gang or something. It is a visual clue that says, I don't follow the rules. Well, most people accept it when they see you walk around here with them saggy pants on, and what you basically tell them, I'm not willing to follow rules. I got my own rules. I'm going to do it my way because, you know, I'm a man now. And some of the things that I want you, sagging is often, when people see you with them saggy pants, they misjudge you. I mean, and they judge you very harshly. Look at it. He think he bad. Most people don't want to hang around you because they see trouble in front of them. And older generation may view it as a disrespectful or inappropriate. These old men walking around here looking, man, look at that boy with his ass out. Look at him. That boy ain't got no more ass than a duck to a knee high to a duck. Look at him. What's wrong with these young boys around here? Look at them. Pants hanging down, they got to hold them up. So they formed an opinion about you already. Whether it be real or not. Some sagging pants give people different perspectives about you. And sometimes they say that you are trouble. You are trouble. That's what many people think. Society view on sagging pants are they are mixed. Depends on the age group. Most people think ain't nothing wrong with saggy pants. But I'm going to tell you, for me, myself, when I see saggy pants, I can't wear saggy pants. No way. That's disrespecting me as a man. Don't nobody want to see nobody's underwears. You got green underwears on, pink. Man, what kind of stuff is that? Ain't nobody want to see your, ooh, man, don't get me going there. I mean, these men walk around here, you don't know if they men or women. The way they dress, you got more women walking around here with saggy pants on and hair braided. You couldn't tell them from women from men. So what's up with that? I mean, let's get real about this thing. You know, cultural identities, supporters argue saggy reflects individuals and culture pride, especially within in the hip hop business, baby. You know, the hip hop business, hey man, they got these hip hop stores. You got to go in there and you got to wear, you got to be down with the fashion. And everything is either guys getting them too big for them. Even the most skinniest guys in the world wearing saggy pants don't have no ass on them. But they want to set out, present themselves as how they can identify with the other groups. So when I say fashion statements, sometimes these guys be wearing these fashion statements. Otherwise, look at my pants, baby. When you go to the club at night, nobody want to go in the club because all y'all look like thugs out there. You know, you got your pants hanging down, you're smoking your weed, you're drinking your alcohol. And I'm going to tell you something, some of you OGs between 40 and 50, you need to set your ass down. You don't need to be walking around here wearing all these your big pants. And I can see if you are overweight, the only pair that you can find is the real big one, but get some that's going to fit your body. You're not setting a good example, you OGs. I mean, these kids they want role models in their life. You know, that fashion designers have even incorporated saggy jeans in their collection. I mean, it's framed as it's bold. I mean, these fashion designers, I mean, when you keep looking at TV, these kids want a copyright. They want to have someone they can imitate. But I'm going to say this to you, and I'll say it to anybody else, especially you older men. When are you going to lead by setting an example? Them young kids looking up to you. But you in your 60s and you in your 70s, you walk around here with saggy pants on, you got your hair braided up, and you've been smoking weed all around these kids. I mean, OG, let's come with reality, big dog. You're no longer a kid. You got to set a good example. When we talk about these critical views that we as men should look at, there is negative stereotype. Critics often associate sagging with criminality, laziness, and a lack of discipline, especially when they're worn by young men. That's exactly how they perceive you, that you're some kind of criminal. You done dropped out of school. I mean, you look terrible. You got saggy pants on. You look like you just smoked 14 joints. And you look lazy. You don't want a job. You rather go out there and sell weed. And when you got those big pants on that make you look like you're big and you're bad. But the only thing I can tell you, big dog, them saggy pants gonna get your ass hurt. That's all I gotta say. People perception. Look at that guy with that saggy pants. Look at got them long braids on. Look how he walk, wide-legged. I mean, holding his pants up. Come on, we better than that. And you know, when disrespectful in appearance, that's how people perceive you, as being Your appearance says a whole lot about you. Some view it as inappropriate or vague, especially in a professional and in a formal setting. You coming up to the party, you going to an interview with all your saggy pants on, and you holding your pants up during the interview. What's up? Do you think you're going to be the first one to be hired? You're going to be the first one to leave the office and said, don't call me, I'll call you. Look how you looking. You got to look professional. We got to train our young kids. With these saggy pants on, it's a sign of that you're a criminal. That's all it, or you are a troublemaker. The bottom line, institutional pushback. And that's another thing that you must understand. Schools and cities have enacted dress code or ban framing sagging as a moral or behavior issue. Okay, I agree. I agree with the school. Everybody should come there with uniforms on. But a lot of those kids still try to beat the system. The parents are beating the system. When they go get these school clothes, they rather go get them too big than to get them to stand aside. Well, that's a bad message that you're sending your kids. When I say to you is that institutional pushback, they look at you as being some type of criminal. And with disrespect and rebellion, they looking for you. They looking for people like you. Look how you dress. You don't go to class on time. You're in the streets every day. You're hanging on the corner. You're selling weed. And everybody know by the way that your action is that either one or two things, you're not going to make it. You're going to be down where all these other boys at, in prison, saying what I could have, what I should have, but you did not do it. Charity begins at home. Men's sagging pants is not the way. Sagging pants is a way to get killed. Sagging pants telling people that you sell drugs. I mean, it's sending the wrong message to people. Many associate sagging with defiance of authority. You got poor discipline. And you have a lack of respect. That's how people perceive you when they see you. But when you got all these kids out here in these groups, all of them, they want to be down with each other. All of them got the saggy pants on. All of them smoking weed. You can't go to the football game because people are afraid to go. Because these clowns that walk around with these saggy pants, they are intimidating. They mostly abused as troublemakers. So when I say unprofessional experience, like in the workplace, the schools, and in formal settings, sagging is typically seen as inappropriate or sloppy. That's how they perceive you. You look sloppy. You look nasty. You look dirty. You haven't taken a shower in 14 days. People's perception of you walking around here with these saggy pants on is their reality. It may not be your reality. I won't be honest with you. I see old men hanging out with young kids, selling dope. All of them got saggy pants on. So birds and feathers flock together. So we're not really setting an example for these young men. I don't care what happened in prison, but we're talking about a new world. We're talking about our kids are dying on the street at an alarming rate. Look how they dress. Look how they look. Look who the people who they entertain. They want to be like them. But we don't have no role models in the Black community. We have them, but they're distant from these kids. When I tell you these perceptions can lead to real consequence, like being denied job interview. When you go for a job interview, look how this boy looking. He not coming here for no job. You come in here acting all like you bad and stuff. Hey, right after the interview, and you know what the guy gonna say? Look here, man, I really appreciate you coming in all your time and stuff like that. But I got 4 or 5 more people that I'm gonna interview. But I got your number right here. I'm gonna call you. If you sitting your ass around on that phone waiting for a call, you're gonna be waiting to doom days because your dress and your appearance says a lot about you. If I'm going to a job, I'm gonna look my best. I'm gonna be looking correct. So this is what we got to train our students on. When I say to you racial and social they undermine black people. And you need to understand that. Even me as a black man, when I see kids with sagging pants on, my perception, they're a troublemaker, or they leading down to trouble. Either they in trouble or they on their way to trouble. And I just want to make sure that we save our black kids. They don't have to dress like that. I mean, all the inner city, small country town, people's are dressed all kind of way. Everybody wants to be down. Everybody wants to send a fashion statement. You know, look here, man, I'm in a game. People are going to associate you with being in gangs, or you selling drugs, or whatever. They see that you are a trouble in the community, and you don't realize that. You know, the controversies around sagging often reflect a deeper, it become bias. White people already don't particularly want to be around you, but when you are dressed like that, that's how they're going to perceive you. You're a troublemaker. I don't want my kids around you. I don't want you living in my neighborhood. We can either watch you, and as far as we're concerned, you guys don't do nothing but steal, rob, and kill. We can't trust you. You walking in the neighborhood, you got big pants on, you walking wide-legged, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it to you. You boys that buying all these sagging pants, you're going to have a problem with your leg later on, because you got to walk wide-legged to keep the pants on. You understand? Let me tell you a story about what happened. You know, these guys, there's many stories happen. These boys, they're wearing these big pants. There was a big police officer, must have weighed about 300 pounds. And he stopped the boy. And so he was getting ready to write him a ticket. So the boy took off. His 300-pound cop caught him. You know why he caught him? Because he tripped over his own pants and couldn't get up. That's stupid. 300. He caught him because he tripped over his own pants. Oh, that's real cool, big dog. In case of emergency, you're going to kill yourself because you can't run unless you're going to try to run like a girl. Come on, big dog. This is real talk. I mean, when I say is rationalizing judgment, that's how most people are going to perceive you. And young black men are disproportionately scrutinized for sagging reinforcement. And then you're going to find all those stereotype peoples out there. They already don't like you already, but they become more stereotyped by the way that you dress and by the way you act and the way you carry yourself. Not only the white people perceive you, me as a black man, I look at you. I look at the content of your character. You know, the way you carry yourself. My perception of you might be a troublemaker. You may not be, but it's the way that you dress and the way you talk and the way you walk. Could be a bad sign. And class and power dynamics. What's seen as rebellion in one context may be praised as edgy in another context, especially when adopted by celebrities or fashion elite. Where do you think a lot of our issues coming from? The role models. They see all these rappers got big pants on, hanging down. These kids want to imitate them. At the same time, these role models are killing these kids. These drug dealers are killing our kids. Do you see it? Are you blind or what's up? I don't understand it. I mean, what most people might seem as some type of rebellion, you know, most people may be saying, well, it's not bad as it may look. It may be good to you, but bad to other people's perception. So these are the kind of thing, and myths versus facts. Sagging pants mean you are available. Is that true? We're talking about myths now. No credible evidence support this in prison. It was only a claim. It's just about being lazy. For many, it's about cultural identity and resistance. And only criminals sag. Sagging is a fashion trend. seen across music part of the world is that people's perception of you is when you dress a certain way. And when sometimes they got things they call missed opportunities, even if the intent is not disrespectful, the style can carry unintended consequences, especially in an environment where appearance is tightly linked to credibility. You understand how people's perception of you in the real world, it draws a negative picture about you. So you need to look at yourself, do a self-evaluation, and be honest with yourself. How do you look? Look how you're carrying yourself. What is the risk factors that associate with these saggy pants? First of all, those saggy pants can get you killed. Those saggy pants gonna make you feel you're a criminal. Saggy pants is not going to help you succeed in life. Saggy pants are going to give just this negative connotation about you. How do you perceive you? What are you going to do about it? And I'm going to ask you these some type of reflection questions that I want you to answer. What does saggy mean to you and your peers? What does it mean to you, sagging? What does it mean? You answer that question and be honest with yourself. And what does sagging mean to other people? And when we come to conclusion and it's very clear, do you want to wear your clothes sagging? How do you think others perceive people with saggy clothes on? People perception, how they view you. It may not be you, but it's how they view you by the way that you dress. People see you with them saggy pants on, they think you trouble. They think you're a drug dealer. They think you're a criminal. People's perception. Can style be a form of leadership and respect? Well, it all depends. I'm going to ask you this question again. Can that saggy style be a form of leadership and respect? All you got to do is answer the question. I want you to please remember this if you don't remember anything else. And we're talking about saggy pants. Do you know the difference between a winner and a loser? If you don't know the difference, maybe this is going to empower you before you put them saggy pants on. A winner is the person that always making things happening. And a loser is the one that always let things happen. Which one are you? When you continue to wear those saggy pants, you're not going to advance in life. You're going to always be held back because perception, how they view your life. I want people to view me as professional and someone that is clean cut. I'm ready for the job. But because the way you dress, we need to start interviewing our young kids. We need to have a class on dress and appearance. Not only in the ROTC program, we need to have classes on dress and appearance where these kids become more educated. Is that, if we don't train a kid, that's what they're going to do. I'm going to say this to all the Black peoples or minority peoples out there. Unless we begin to start educating and training our kids to be accepted in society, these kids going to go back to where they came from. And we talking about real talk. We talking about real talk. Do I care? Yes, I do care. I care about everything, especially our young Black men, how we are dying at an alarming rate, how we are on social media, selling ourselves. They got gay channels, how these young men don't felt short somewhere along their life. They didn't have a mentor. They didn't have a father in their life. As a result, they want to feel big. They want to feel belongs to some type of group. And by wearing these saggy clothes, they're going to automatically be welcome. Because if you look at our society and our young men, this is how they think, this is how they view it. If we don't do something about it, black men, we're going to continue to lose a lot of our youth. Because you are not there to teach them that their dress and appearance, how people perceive them. What are we going to do about it, black men? Are we going to continue to let things keep going and looking for a different outcome? When we keep doing the same thing over and over and we expecting a different outcome, that means insanity. You cannot keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different outcome. Come on, men. I mean, we talked about the ladies yesterday, but we talking for real talk. But it all begins at you, according to way the Bible, biblical saying, God, man, you at the top, but you're not leading a good example for our men, our youth. This world done turned upside down because we done turned to the worldly way. We done turned to the fashion way. We turned to the hip hop way. But we don't want to turn to the education and training way. We want to do all the things that's going to cause us to end our life. What are we going to do about it? Black men. It's going to soon be none of us left. If we don't begin to straighten up and look at what we're doing to our young kids, that prison mindset is spreading like wildfire. Everybody wants to wear big pants, but nobody have shit up here. You asking what 3 and 3 is, they're going to tell you 25. But they cool. They selling weed every day. They can't even spell the word weed. They can't spell the word, these things that they have, that saggy pants. But they know everything else. But they don't know the right thing. All of them have been trained by evildoers, drug dealers, and they want to be down with them. I'm talking real talk. If you can't stand the heat, maybe you might want to get out of the kitchen right now, because I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. This saggy pants got to stop. And I'm going to ask you something. And this is me. I'm old school. If I had a daughter, if that boy don't respect her enough to dress appropriate, he can't come to my house. And she better not bring him there. You're going to bring a young man to my house dressed to impress. He's not going to come there holding his pants up, big pants on, dreadlock down to his knee. Oh, no. I'm not going to even have it. You shouldn't have it. You should not have no young boy to come by your house. And when this young man got his butt showing, you already know if his butt showing, that's a temptation to this young lady. You understand? They're young. They're curious. I'm saying this and say it one more time. Our young men's saggy pants originated in prison. Young men, if you keep doing what you're doing with them saggy pants, you're going to be in the prison. Now you can wear them the way you want to wear them. Because when you wear them in prison, that's an invitation. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Change your ways now. Black men, stop making excuses for our young black men. Let's save them by helping them do the right thing. I don't care if they're not your kids, but you should be able to play an active role in your community when it's talking about saving these young men. Young ladies, you be a young lady. If you got a good father in your life, he's not going to allow you to accept anything in your life. You will not leave out the house with somebody with their pants hanging down. You will not even entertain people with their pants hanging down. You are a lady first. And young man, if you care about yourself, you should be a man. And I'm going to say a lot of you young men around here, you should always pick. You got dirty underwears on. Now, whenever you hear tell men walk around here with polka dot underwears on, pink underwears on, and all kind of rabbits and I mean, come on. That's telling me you ain't nothing but, well, you know, I keep mine. Point me to myself. I said that to say this. It's been even. It's been nice. But we have to educate and continue to educate our young men about the trouble ahead of them if they don't change their wicked ways. We need to teach them how to go to school, teach them how to learn to respect the teacher, teach them how to respect themselves, teach them how to respect you as a parent. Until we do that, your kids going to be in prison, wearing his sagging pants, not in the way that he wants. He have no other choice. What we going to do about it? It's been a pleasure. I love my brothers and sisters. I love all men because we all were created equal. But it seems as though a lot of these black kids is getting a bad end of the deal. It all came from slavery. Slavery have done a lot of damage to our young black men. And they continue to do damage to our black men. Because that's the way society is set the system up. The system is designed to do exactly what it's doing. Is to, the more black people dying, the more dropping out of school, the more killing, robbing, whatever. That's the way the system is designed. But we as black men, I don't care how it's designed, we can make a difference starting today. Let's join forces. If we don't stick together, we're going to die in a large number. And that's real talk. Please share this. And please follow me on my Facebook. Hit the notification button. I got videos on all day, every day. Please look at my YouTube channel, Clayton Arline 2942. Again, we got to save our young kids. Sagging pants is not the way to save our young kids. Sagging pants is the way that we're going to see our kids' life get cut short. I want you to program that. I want you to think about it. You got a son. Look how you're dressing. You want him to live a long time? Change the way his mindset is. Protect him. Until next time, may God bless you and keep you and your family dressed to impress. Ask God to protect you all through the days of your life.